time we're probably on.
Welcome to the chat room.
All right, let's find out. 4 checks. Yeah, we're live now.
Nice.
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll send this out.
My internet went out at like 10:30 last night.
Oh no.
I don't know.
And so I was just like, all right, I'll just go to bed 2 hours early, and surely I'll sleep for 8 hours. Then I woke up at 4 a.m. This
Sleep
is
cycles be
the
like that.
opposite of the plan. We slept even less.
My mouse decided to randomly change its sensitivity on me. So
I hate that.
You like
I remember I was like
playing
playing.
the DPI.
Yeah, I guess so.
I was playing like Infinite TF2 when I was in college, and at some point I was like looking up like settings or whatever, and they just like they say turn off mouse acceleration. Mouse acceleration sucks, and it's like it actually does. It goes places that I want it to, where I expect it to go, that are proportional to how much I'm moving. Holy shit!
Yeah.
I can click on people. This is crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure my like 502 is a little old now, and I actually have a new 502 that I've had for like 2 years, and I'm just too scared to use, even though it's the same mouse. It's like, what if it's a little different?
Right.
Yeah, once the rubber parts in the bottom start wearing down, that becomes part of the feel.
Yeah, they're all gone. They've all peeled off by now.
502. What's 502? I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, it's the mouse, the Logitech G502.
Oh. I was only halfway paying attention, and then Dan came in and said 502 question mark. I was like, what?
Yeah. It's pretty good. So it's certainly a little ratty at this point, but yeah. Because I don't have the dexterity to use a real MMO mouse, so but I can use this one that has like 3 or 4 much larger buttons in different places.
Oh, is the real one like 15 buttons and?
Yeah, there's like a grid of 12 buttons on the side, and you're supposed to like micro get your thumb to the right one of the 12 and press that.
Ah.
That is beyond my physical capacity.
Guys, I figured out how to change the title of the stream.
Sick.
Nice.
It's actually really, really easy.
Yeah,
you just click on the little sword icon at the bottom of chat, and you click like stream options or whatever.
I have a shield and a gear.
You guys should have mod swords.
Oh, show mod icons, maybe. Oh, I see. Okay,
yeah,
so that's what that is.
It's the sword button mod view, and then you just click on it, and then there's a section to edit stream info.
Neato.
I don't see a mod view.
That's weird because you're both mods.
My settings page. Oh, I'm in popped out chat. Maybe is it like on the actual channel?
Oh yeah, it's on the actual channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it may not show up for Tim if he's the one directly streaming. I don't know.
No, but yeah, no. Well, no. Twitch has no idea, right? Whose stream
That's
is
fair.
pumping OBS, whose computer's pumping OBS. But yeah, no, Dan. I mean, like neurologically, Justin is why. my fine motor skills are not great, and in particular, when I try to use an MMO mouse, I can't. I like keep accidentally right clicking specifically when I like try to use the side buttons.
Oh, Jeff. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I see. The moderator view is pretty cool.
Yeah, unbeknownst to all of us, Justin is actually like a big surfer, and he's been planning this spring break trip for a while. Gonna catch some waves.
Don't make him sound that cool. I'm pretty sure it's a debate thing.
I think it's a family thing.
Oh, is it family? It was one of the two. I don't remember.
Yeah, those are the only options, really.
Yeah. He doesn't just go on regular getaways unless it's for card game tournaments. Bro, when's the UVS Hawaii regional?
Yeah, it would be like appropriately nerdy to be like All right, guys, we're gonna have our debate tournament in Hawaii.
I
I'll
mean,
get some sun.
there's an LC in Alaska. Why can't there be one in Hawaii?
Oh yeah, there is an LC in Alaska. I
I'm
hope
just like,
people show up.
Yeah.
yeah.
I hope people show up to all the ones that don't look like they're going to have a lot of people, just so we get numbers and butts and seats.
Yeah, we're gonna do something really stupid, and that's attend a Friday night LC that's 3 hours away.
Ooh.
That we're gonna get back at 4 a.m. It's gonna be awful.
Yeah, we're going to the Charlotte one at Mighty Meeple, and then we're going to Gaming Giant, and I don't know what our actual plans are as far as like lodging. I think we're going the day before the one in at Gaming Giant because it's like 4 or 5 hours away, and it starts at like noon, I think. And then the one in Charlotte is like a 3-hour drive, so we're totally fine just driving back super late at night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sean's got a van, so it's like, all right, we'll just however many people want to go.
Yeah.
Pile in the van. Yeah, I gotta get my travel like booked and planned and coordinated and shit. I sure haven't bought anything for Chicago, and there's all the other LCs. It's like, oh, maybe I should go to that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe I should show up to locals and build a deck first, though. That's like the level one.
Yeah, there are locals tomorrow night.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. The
Thank you for the Prime subscription.
Augers, thank you.
Yeah, I need to book my hotel for Chicago, but I'm procrastinating because the group deal doesn't cover Thursday nights, and I'm gonna have to like call the hotel and be like, guys, can I just get the same room for 4 nights and pay one rate for the one night and the other night for the other?
Yeah, or even just like, can I get a room and then I don't have to change rooms?
Yeah, right. Can I get a 3-night stay and a 1-night stay booked separately, but for the same room in succession?
Like, now you'll have to check out and take all your shit out and then we'll put it back in.
Yeah, there's
Right.
like it's like a
Screw you.
there's like a bunch of hotels in like a block, but none of the other ones are cheaper. So I don't get to just like walk across the street or anything like that.
Man, I don't know what it is, but today has felt really long to me. I am not sleepy, just tired.
Yeah, fatigued.
I've had a long day because I woke up at 4 a.m.
I did not do that, so I guess I'm doing better than that.
I think hoping to catch the Mets spring training game today, but I don't think anything was televising it. So just kind of mucked around. Well,
No, we
last
do not
few
have a
times-
Justin. He is in Hawaii.
Yeah. So maybe next week, question mark. Have something else going on next week.
Yeah. Have you two figured out what you're playing for LCs?
I haven't figured out what I'm playing like at all whatsoever. There's like 700 decks, and also the vibes are mixed at best from people who are actually like playing against stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't see any reason not to just show up with my Titan of Terror that I've been shopping. It seems fine. It can't be too. I'm not trying to like show up to LCs with the. I'm not trying to like scientifically prove what the best deck in the world is. I just know this one's
Right.
good. Right.
Yeah, I've got Death Casino Ghidorah built, and that's basically all I have built in paper right now.
Yeah. The entire there's a lot of like evil symbol that evil attune Ghidorah stuff adjacent.
Mm-hmm. I want to build Titan of Terror, but I don't own enough destructive heat waves.
Yeah,
Or
yes.
heat ray, whatever. I do have a place at Thermal Flare now, so I guess I'm gonna try and build
Shin Godzilla Gaming.
Yeah, I'm gonna build this Chrome Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, one of the things I did at 4 a.m. was try to list up like what a Chaos Shin would look like so that we can play J-Maker. It looked okay. You kind of you'd have to figure out what the they destroy stuff economy is, because you really don't want to commit Shin Godzilla before you play Thermal Flame.
Right.
So it's like you're trying to land a Fatal Cleave. You can play that Godzilla Challenger deck throw that destroys when it deals 7.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
And so like there's some stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not a lot of like you might have to play the stupid Beast Titan Arise. We both sack 1.
I'm playing
Just
that
to,
in the
like,
death
get that
build,
trigger.
so
Yeah, I feel like I'm not. Well, I'm more of a fan of that one if we're playing like greater goal stuff. But
that's fair. Is the 6-diff Ghidorah one that's just straight up your opponent sacrifices one? Is that
yeah,
the
that
death
one might. Yeah,
attuned?
that one might be viable. I
It
keep
is a
thinking about
6.
that one.
It is a 6-diff, but it is like a
Yeah, it's a
5 high
6 diff, but it
your
does the
opponent sacks
job.
one. Yeah, it's effectively the 4-diff Beast Titan one that isn't double sided.
Right.
And hits a little bit harder.
Yeah, like you pay 2 more to not lose your own foundation.
Right, and to have a different zone.
Yeah, or 1 more if
True,
you check
yeah.
the 5.
True. Dan, your Destroya deck with Shin at the helm was definitely better than Destroya. There was a little bit of clunkiness because you had Destroya counter cards in there, obviously. But I certainly had to try to kill my opponent on like 2 foundations the entire game, which thankfully I could do because I'm a casino deck, but
Oh, I lost a dream today, guys. I really thought the Oxygen Destroyer, like its response after you pay tokens, that was a card pool effect and not just something that was basically
no,
Oh no,
God,
it's just during
a
that
sideways
time.
enhance.
Yes.
that card is
Yeah.
still decent already because it's just a play from discard card, but it'd be so much better for Destroya if it was card pool.
Yeah, I mean it's awfully close to just enhance if you pay tokens with enhance stuff.
Right.
It's like the because it's precisely if you're
Yeah, you have to be exactly
Destroyer
pony.
and have 8 tokens, or if you're Pony, who
Right.
no Pony
doesn't
doesn't change
share,
it.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Or if you're
If Pony could play, it'd be sick.
Right.
and Krista can't play it either.
No. Irwin can.
Irwin can, but he
Yeah, but he only has
pays
1
one
cost.
token.
I think. Yeah.
Fair.
I think the
fair.
thinking here is, does anybody with more than 1 token cost have a?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. The only thing I can really think of is like Destroya. Is it? Doesn't he have like a foundation or something that eats a counter? I guess that only gives minus damage.
Oh. Yeah, I did. I pulled up someone's Historia list off of Ultra, and I remember like seeing that foundation during previous season and thinking, oh, like flip -4 damage, and or like Irwin could be kind of cool, but in Historia it's kind of cancerous.
Right.
And it's certainly not nothing. But also, that's not even as a cost at that point. So even if you want to stockpile power tokens, it doesn't trigger the Oxygen Destroyer again.
Oxygen Destroyer Godzilla 1 is funny. So
Oh
you,
yeah,
you,
yeah.
you
someone
probably
posted
need
that,
like an enormous X to tie that together, but
yeah, destroy both stages, then hit them a couple times with some 3 low 5s.
4 low 5s.
4 low 5s?
4 low
Yeah,
5s.
it's 4 low 5 with
Powerful
powerful
three.
3. Yeah.
Yeah. If
It's
Godzilla
certainly
ever needed even more help winning with a stack of momentum, an option on the table.
Yeah, you're probably already, yeah, if you have like 3 momentum and you blow up the board, you're probably already winning that game, but
Right. I mean, this is easier
you
to
wanna
pass the
draw 'em.
check with.
Yeah, why win later when you could win now?
Yeah.
exactly.
All right.
Try to get
We-
semi-formally underway, I guess.
Yeah, I think we're close enough. Justin would be in here yelling at us for waiting past 9:10 to do it, even though we constantly do 9:15.
No, he'd be on one of these tangents with us.
No, I meant from like if he was just watching right now, he'd be in the chat yelling at us, like he did the last time. Yeah, if you guys are good, I can go ahead and get us started.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to Vortex Cast, everyone. Justin is out. He is in Hawaii this week. Kind of par for the course that he isn't here, but he's at least in a cool place this time, so we can't hate on him that much. But we're still here. It looks like that the mothership, UVS Games, released a article today, which was the Godzilla Reign of Kaiju card combos. Tim and I have not looked at this yet. I think Broberg got spoiled a little bit from one of the Discords that he's in.
Yeah,
But
I
we're
effectively
gonna
not looked either. Yeah.
okay, yeah, we're gonna try and go through this blind and give you our straight up feelings about these combos.
Yeah, and we're gonna loosely tier rank them because no reason other than it's, get to put a tier list on the screen or whatever. That looks really weird out of context. But yeah, so I don't know. I think we're all just gonna have our personal vibes as to what makes what tier, but I'm thinking like a combination of novelty and like usefulness. Right. If it's
Yeah,
really
I
good and something I never would have thought of, then it's an S tier.
Right.
It's like super lame, but it's effective, it's a B. Right. If it's just like snooze, everybody knew that.
Yeah, it's kind of factoring over. There's a couple dimensions of combos, and you can have a very effective combo that isn't very interesting, and that's a middling grade because it's kind of
Yeah.
high in one and low in the other. And you can be boring and also bad,
Yeah,
and then that's
D
the
tier.
worst. Yeah, and there's also the these don't even work together, right? Because there's kind of the
This isn't even real.
how much in which ways do they work together, right? Because then we can
Yeah, and I'm sure UVS Games could not care less about how we're grading their combo article, I'm sure. But it's a way to talk about cards.
Yeah.
We're on a weekly podcast, yeah. And so, bring this up. What's our first one? Okay, they have Flock,
Yes.
Jaeger's followers, and Humanity Fights On. Flock being very good at getting a bunch of followers out, and then Humanity Fights On being, a nice 5, 4, 6 difficulty move for good stats.
Yeah, not for nothing. Like Phlox once per turn is potentially kind of nice on this.
Right.
7 base damage is the biggest, but we can put some, maybe we can get some Genghis Frog action in here, any kind of stuff like that.
Oh, his enhanced commit. Yeah, so he could make it like for real speed or real damage.
Yeah.
Right, and he does have a Hunter's Ally symbol, so yeah, he could easily build Frog if he needs to.
Okay. And actually, so I mean, we're kind of betting that 7 speed is real speed, or
Right.
on our choice of zone because Flock only doubles damage, or only affects damage. He can actually up or down. If he wants to 0 damage, Humanity Fights On. That's an option too.
Yeah, or we're playing some like other sources of speed that I don't know if there's any infinity ones, but surely on Life or Fire we can find some.
Yeah, actually,
+3 speed buttons.
I'm a little surprised that they highlighted Jaeger's follower, which I mean maybe it's like kind of here's Flox card and Flox card works with Godzilla, let's say, but fighter jets is another thing that Flock can build that's very exciting out of the set and is directly in
and
this
that one
line.
could do like +1 speed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I think they just chose Jaeger's followers because it's like, hey, you can have 10 of this, by the way. Like this feeds all but 3 of Humanity Fights On difficulty on its own.
Yeah, so I like this one. I think a lot of people when they saw Humanity's Fights On, immediately thought about Jaeger's followers and maybe a little bit less Flock because Flock doesn't have quite as much attention.
Yeah.
I think it would seem like if you have a Flock deck of almost any sort, it seems like it'd be worth including Humanity Fights On, right?
Right, because you're probably already playing the 10 Jaeger's followers.
You're certainly playing a bunch of infinity symbol backups at the very least.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy A for me.
Yeah, I'm there too.
I remember when I first heard of this, I was like, oh my god, like this is the keys are all finally fitting in the locks. Like this is the thing, and almost like I wish like I think it's a good combo when I say like there's more stuff here too. That it's not kind of filling in all the blanks and kind of leaving some space for the viewer.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a good hey, this is a good place to start for this character because this is a thing you can do.
Yeah, Ryan Field's been trying to do like an Infinity Smiling Titan thing, and I feel like this is just better.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, what's next? King Ghidorah and item menu.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's simple, but it's not a thing that a lot of people probably saw right off the bat.
Yeah, I think item menu is certainly a forgotten card. I think the moment you go to make a King Ghidorah deck and you're looking at cards in Ultra, you're going to spot this.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if I've seen a Ghidorah list without item menu in it. I'm sure there's probably been one.
I've seen I've seen those because people were posting retro decks before the set was spoiled.
True.
Yeah, fair.
And also like in retro, I think you can find better things to do than this.
Yeah, right.
Right.
So, I'm feeling like B here. Like it's fine, it's good. You might as well play it. You're probably gonna play it in your Ghidorah list
Right.
mostly. But
This would be a lot
it's
more
pretty
useful.
well trodden.
Right. This would be a lot more useful information if like Ultra didn't exist.
Yeah, right.
If we didn't have an easy like to scroll through deck builder like this would be like such good information.
Yeah, I mean if all we had was the Cartier IO deck builder, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. Next one is Jet Jaguar and Electric Moth. So
Yes. Famously.
Yes. So I think the like Discord denizens caught onto this pretty quickly, but I don't know how widespread the awareness is on this one.
Right.
I don't know how high I am on it power level wise, but like it's fine.
Yeah, So I mean, it's kind of the City Rampage thing of this is a trick that pays you off proportionally to the length of your attack string once you kick it off by playing Electric Moth as your third attack of the string.
Right.
And then you can keep getting paid, but with these free +1 damage, +1 to your next check.
Yeah, and I guess to explain for those who don't know how this works, the joke here is that Jet Jaguar only commits if it's the third time specifically you've used the enhance.
Right.
Which means the fourth time is fine.
Yeah.
So
the fifth time is also fine, etc., etc.,
yeah.
etc.
So if Electric Moth is your third attack and you use Jet Jaguar for the third time on your Electric Moth's giant enhance can then turn around and ready Jet Jaguar. And you can keep going with your +1 checks and +1 damage. And, Electric Moth fits the model of, a deck that's trying to play a really long string of attacks. It does go together pretty nicely. I just think, like, the net payoff of you're going to get, like, you get, like, 2 more +1 checks and 2 more damage isn't, like, actually that huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's more that you're just kind of already accidentally running this card anyway.
Right. Like, it's just a good value card in the first place.
Yeah, once upon a time, Electric Moth was in like every deck we could play it. How times have changed.
So we're gonna see it more now that there are probably other giants in the set that Electric Moth can ready for useful purposes.
Maybe, yeah.
Like Batra.
This one's all right. Like, all right.
Yeah, it's like a little novel and it's a little good. So I'd give it a B.
Yeah, I'd put it the same as Ghidorah. It's like it's again one of those things where it's like, hey, if you didn't know this is how this works, then it's good information to have.
Yeah, or like it's a nice aha. The first time you see it, of hey, look, we can circumvent what looks like a wall on this character.
This next one involves Biolante. Am I going to hate this?
No, probably,
actually,
but not for the same.
Actually, no.
Yeah.
Okay, this is fine. So we have Biolante, Hunter's Ally, and Ray Fillet. And so this feels like to me, which is probably not the intent, but like I'm processing this as, hi, Biolante players, please try to win the game.
Right.
Please, like, make an attempt to close games out, because this is certainly one of the ways you can do it.
Right.
You can, if you Hunter's Ally, Ray Fillet in play, Ray Fillet not only is going to give scaling cards in their card pool, it's going to scale your damage pump. And so you Hunter's Ally, you put Ray Fillet in, you use Biolante to go grab 2 attacks, and you hopefully have like a second attack in your hand already, and you just start going off.
Right.
Yeah, Ray Fillet is actually a preposterous card. Like, man.
Oh, he's very good.
I sure got completely obliterated at teams. We paired me. I got paired into Leatherhead, and they just game 1 they just hard built Ray Fillet on a 4 in turn 1 and turn 2 me, and then I also lost Ray Fillet on like turn 3 or 4 of game 2.
Yeah,
but
that is like a deadlock ability, right? Like there are deadlock abilities that do what Ray Fillet does.
There's literally a card in this set that has deadlock that.
Yeah. Godzilla versus Biolante in particular.
Yeah, exactly.
So as far as the combo here, this is it does have a large output. It has a relatively reasonable input. It is a little bit less novel than I would hope. But
Right.
actually, I like one of the frames of kind of mine on this. That if kind of a new player came over to me and said, "Hey, I built a new deck. Like, check it out. Like, tell me what you think." And it's kind of built around a combo like this. Like, yeah, good job, head pats.
Right. Yeah, like I think I'm just disillusioned because like character that can run Hunter's Ally plus
Yeah.
elusive backup is just kind of a thing that we constantly see.
Yeah.
So it's not new to me, but yeah, Kevin, you're right. Like this
Yeah.
is a thing that someone came up to me and showed me and they didn't know any better. Like I'd be like, hey
Yeah.
man, good spot.
Yeah, I'm still down to give this an A. I do think relative to like the Hunter's Ally thing, I think a lot of people just think about Genghis Frog for that,
Sure.
and we
that's
haven't
fair.
seen as much outside of like some of the people trying to do like Ray Fillet Bridget loops or whatever. There hasn't been like
Sure.
that much in the zeitgeist about Hunter's Allying for the other guys.
Right. That's fair.
Oh boy, Fire Rodon's next. What are we trying to do? Oh yeah, this one. All right, Fire Rodon and High Speed Dive. I remember looking at this. So
Okay.
yeah, the problem with Fire Rodon, so to say, is that you really don't want to be counting on enhanced based speed pump because
Right.
then any sort of your opponent will get a chance to put an enhanced based minus speed, and now your character can no longer give its damage. So what you're looking to do with Rodon is to use either blitz speed pumps that increase your speed above printed or statics. And High Speed Dive is a little old secret rare gem from the first AOT set that says like, hey, all your attacks are going to get +2 speed this turn. You're done. You're good. You don't need to worry about, any of your other stuff having its own speed boost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and I will give them credit for not just using the easy one of Frenzied Dive.
Yeah, the one that's
Because
in the set with Rodon
the one
on
that's
it.
in the set, yeah, that's a
Yes.
static. So I'll give them credit for finding a second thing because that's probably what people are actually wanting if they're trying to build this character are more than one enabler, and giving information for a second enabler is nice.
Yeah, certainly I think points for kind of spreading these out, that it's not just, hey, look at these 2 cards in the new product. It's like, here's how your cards across products can work, which is, the beauty of Universus in a lot of cases, and
Right.
good that they're holding it up here.
Yeah, I am gonna give this a little bit minus points. I think this is, in a very weird way, I think this is a bit non-Bowie.
Sure.
The reason is that it is possible and probably ideal to build Fire Rodons where just all of your attacks blitz themselves their own speed.
Mm-hmm.
And so paying 6 difficulty for an enabler just becomes kind of moot. Like you could build a deck where you just have, 4 frenzied and 2 of these and you hope to always find one.
Sure.
But the stuff that boosts its own speed there's a lot of it's just generally pretty good anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't feel like you're actually stressing for enablers like this, at least when I've looked at trying to put a list together for this guy.
Yeah.
But maybe on some singles it's different.
He's got a decent number of enablers. I'll agree with you there.
Yeah, and kind of from another frame too, that if you are investing your eggs in the basket of having exactly your high speed dive, you get kind of the City Rampage flavor of my deck can pop off when it pops off, and it does nothing when it doesn't. And you're having high speed dive, a 6 difficulty 4 speed mid base as the linchpin of your strategy. Your opponent plays filled with that on this, and you feel awful, right?
Right.
And so there's a level of kind of fragile deck building that kind of emerges out of this, which is it's fine for silly combos, but this is kind of the personality of a workman-like combo, or just workman-like bread and butter. Like, yeah, we're just making our gears turn here, and so it's a little bit it kind of, I feel like it invites the critical aspect more so than a pie in the sky 4-piece the combo. It's like, okay, yeah, I'll extend the grace to this one.
All right. Also, like this using high speed dive also just kind of tilts me because like the deadlock blitz is so not worthwhile because they're exactly 5.
You're gonna tempt somebody to try to use the whole buffalo.
Yeah, they're exactly 5 2 difficulty attacks in standard.
I'm surprised there are even that many.
They're all from AOT.
Oh, sure.
They're all from AOT 1. 2 of them are on air, one's on death, one's on fire, one's on life.
I mean, hey, like they probably wear +3 damage from Fire Rodon pretty well.
That's true.
And that's fair. It's just he can only play 3 of them. One of them has a response that cares about being discarded during the combat phase.
Yes.
That's fine. We'll just play like 30 moves. We don't need them to have text.
And then the other one gets damage for each attack with printed difficulty 3 or less in your card pool.
Yeah. And we wrap it up. I'm kind of willing to put a C on this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because it's not novel, but like I don't think I'd ever want to like actually recommend it to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the contradictions of 6 difficulty 4 base speed with everything else that you want to be going on, and like not wanting to necessarily put attacks to jump off themselves.
Right. Yeah, I like C because it does still have the value of telling someone, hey, look, this character has a bunch of enablers. You can just go find them. But the enabler used here is probably one of the worst options.
Yeah, and I think as tier lists tend to develop, right, you just look at the tier above and like I don't want to put it on the same level as Jaguar
Yeah.
Moth, right?
Right,
Like,
absolutely.
all right, what's next? King Ghidorah Unleashed. Is this going to be with incubating? Yes. Okay.
It is.
King Ghidorah Unleashed plus incubating. Yeah, it's going to be. I'm going to be interested to see how much this shows up
Mm-hmm.
because it's on 2 symbols, and obviously incubating is a card that you're running in pretty much every deck on symbol anyway. So the question is, do you want to have other enablers in your deck, or are you down to run a couple Unleashed in any deck that has incubating in it?
Yeah, this is
I would say this
How to
is very
say?
well known.
Yeah.
Yeah, my new meme is high is the new low, or low is the new high alternately.
Right.
That high attacks are banned. You can't play high attacks anymore because of bullshit like this.
Right.
Oh, yes. Right.
Yeah, like I could see this if we're looking at this whole tier list as like, or like this whole article as like, hey, players who are new to the game with Godzilla, here are things you can do, which it's probably
Oh,
what
absolutely.
that's for.
Yeah.
Like I do like showing this off because like it's showing, hey, this means you can block with this card, and hey, sometimes it's okay to give your own attack -1 speed to play this as an attack. Like I don't hate that aspect. I just don't think it's like it's not unknown, I guess, in the community already, right?
Yeah, this
Like,
is feeling B to me. It's definitely effective.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's very effective. Kind of from the frame of one of the frames on tier list I like is how important is it to know about this? Do you need to know about this?
Yes.
Should everyone be gossiping to make sure that everyone's filled in and aware of? And this is one of the ones that's don't play high attacks unless you can enter incubating.
The only legal high attack is Hunter's Ally.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Or just high attacks and you're completely indifferent to them getting blocked.
Right. Yeah, Queen of the Monsters clears progressive anyway, so like whatever.
Yeah.
Sacred Guardian. What are you doing with Sacred Guardian? Kuwabara.
Nothing.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
I get a sandwich with
What is
nothing.
happening here? All right.
After you spin up all the damage reduction you have, what's better than a +0 block that gains us some health and gets us some cards? Always able to turn on the static, making the resilient
my
Kuwabara even tougher. And then speaking of Kuwabara, I'm scared to see what's underneath that. But okay, I mean, sure, man. Like, it sure is a thing you can do.
I love you, Jeremy. I keep plugging Kuwabara. Like the new player targeted article is the only place where people will buy the bait, I guess.
This is so trying to like I guess steel botted is the term. So your Kuwabara, and like your game plan is to turn your whole stage sideways to like deny one attack basically.
Mhm.
And if you have Sacred Guardian, then like you can block something after that in theory, especially if some kind of like playable committed speed reduction of some kind if that exists.
Right.
And then you can see some cards and gain a health, but unless there's another Sacred Guardian, you're probably not blocking again.
Right.
It is nice. You get your 0 block, it clears itself. You gain your health. Maybe you Kuwabara to an even number.
Yeah, but I feel like the part of the problem with this is playing Kuwabara.
Mm-hmm.
I think playing a block only action card in a 5-hander is also kind of spooky, right? This isn't one of those 5-handers that sees extra cards, I don't think. No, not really.
No, he sees some foundations.
He can like build foundations when he hits.
Yeah, he can build less and less foundations as time goes on, but yes.
Can he build analytical observation? That's a good one. That's Earthfire, right?
Nope. All right, yes, you can. Yeah, that and I think Hard Rock Witch too had Earthfire.
Okay, maybe it's one of the two and not the other. Oh, Hard Rock Witch has Void. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's void.
you're
I
right.
have it
It's
in a
fire
Void
void.
deck. Yeah.
Oh, he can build on Yielding Force now. That's kind of fog.
I'm willing
Okay.
to give this a C because it's funny.
That's fair.
Oh, is this where we're going with this next combo?
Oh wow. Okay, look, we did it, guys.
Well, I did say the article does say speaking of Kuwabara.
We did it. We did
Man,
it.
we really want people to stop their Kuwabaras.
We were foreshadowed. The prince was promised. This is kind of dope. I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this more than the previous one.
Yeah, this is sure like, hey, here's a surprising guy that can cheat your 5 definition into play.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you are Kuwabara, you're probably down to play this, right? I don't.
Yeah, I mean it gives you damage when you're above 15 health. So
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think.
it kind of you're Kuwabara, so you're hoping the game is going to stretch on for a little while.
mhm.
I think. I mean, you're trying to prolong things with the -1s, I guess, and you need some way to, scale up and play for an advantage in the long game, and having some
Yeah,
power tokens queued up.
yeah, I think it's less likely to be like actively detrimental to you as having a block only action in your hand. Kinda
Now
like this one.
the sad part about these two combos is that you can't do them both in the same deck.
Agreed.
Good. We're protecting people from the blue card combo if they. Yeah, the only thing is that now we have to put this on a higher tier than the other one, so we're.
Which
gonna
means
put
the other one goes to D tier. Sorry.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah, because it still involves Kuwabara, but it is actually like a Kuwabara thing that makes sense.
You won't see me arguing against that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Sacred Guardian is very much like, hey, we have a drawback or like a quest here, and Kuwabara can always meet the quest. But whenever your scientists are considering whether or not they can do something, they should ask if they should do something.
Right. Yeah, Sacred Guardian's quest is not the good part of that card.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
That's a good card too.
Yeah, Kurama and Growing Grasp. Jeremy Ray saying, please play my cool Yu Yu Hakusho characters. But this one is serious. This is
Kurama with this card, and also if we go back and look at the
Hunter's Alley
the
Rifle.
Hunters, if we do both of those things in our Kurama deck, Kurama might actually be cooking for a hot minute.
Yeah, I'm a mild believer in Kurama at this point.
Yeah, this is and having a 3 difficulty super asset that takes an attack away is certainly good. This thing randomly cancels actions too. It can cancel a City Rampage. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And it clears from their card pool, so they don't even get the check buffs anymore. But they only get the stat anymore, rather. But this is I think a big difference maker for Kurama. So I'm down to have this here. I think Kurama's not on the top of too many people's minds aside from Sketch and Chat. So yeah, I think this is a good one. I'm kind of down to S this, but at least
So far I like this one the most out of everything we've seen.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
think
fair.
if we want to populate S tier with something, this is certainly the best candidate I've seen today.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So, okay, Bridget and Growing Grasp.
Oh, yep. Yeah, so yeah, we're taking kind of this duality of man. You can be let's have lots of damage from our Growing Grass at the end of the string, or let's have relatively little damage necessarily with Growing Grass at the end of the string, but we're playing it on 5s, 6s.
Yeah, we're playing on a 5 regardless.
Yeah, but it's a zing, right?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Bridget actually is kind of the full buffalo here, where we can the fact that it's throw pays off the momentum ability. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are not allowed to do Hunter's Ally shenanigans with this because of just the way the symbols line up. But
yeah,
oh, true. Yeah,
we can still be Bridget. We're giving our stuff some speed over the course of the turn. We might even have a momentum for the EX. Yeah,
and Growing Grass counts all card pools, so it'll count ours as well. So that's good.
Yeah. It's a little cheesy, but like because it's a little more recent and people are a little more Bridget aware, I want to give this an A instead of an S.
That's fair. I'm fine with either of those there.
Also, I think
there's more tension in this one, and like there's a positive to that where there's tension of is this ideal at the beginning or the end of the string, but then there's the tension of Bridget's clearing their card pool. Bridget's not getting fully onto all face downs in the card pool because usually you have one face up still before once
Yeah,
you speed.
and it's like,
Sure.
yeah, and this isn't like a huge bomb. Like Bridget was already pretty good.
Yeah.
And this isn't like, this is good for her, but it's not the kind of bomb that it can be in Kurama.
Right.
Except, oh goodness, I can confidently say I didn't think of this one. What are we doing here? Mei Hatsume 2 plus Mechanical Legion. Mei can put stats on it and filter for more.
Oh.
Uh,
I mean,
yes.
sure. Yeah, she can.
Reveal one non-foundation card. So you have to reveal something that's an attack that's not a Mechanical Legion to go fishing for more Mechanical Legions. And you're just kind of hoping you draw them?
Yeah, I mean,
And we don't have any keywords to boost.
no.
You can give it stun in a few ways, I think. But
Yeah, I appreciate the girl power callback, but I don't think this is quite it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like said in chat, like I think bladed uppercut would be a cooler thing to show off here because a thing that gets. That you can
Oh
change
yeah, true.
Also, it goes with her ultra rare patchwork baby really well.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, see, I hate being the like, oh, they should have done my combo guy. But like, can I get
Oh, sure.
Can I get a weapon at the ready combo here? Like, oh, you'll play Mechanical
Oh,
Legion, you'll
sure.
echo it, and you'll top deck one, then you'll draw it with your some air symbol character who cycles somehow.
Oh, sure.
They're evil
Yeah.
characters.
I was thinking
Yeah.
for a moment that Mei would be able to do
Yep.
this, but no, she can't play weapon
No,
at the
she
ready.
can't.
But yeah, I think what Mechanical Legion is looking for is something like a little more definitive in terms of finding more copies than
Than just being able
hopefully
to
we
peek.
rip into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be like a gig in joint of once we get our speed, we'll be like, okay, that's fast enough. We'll try to bet on it.
Yeah. I don't even know if this is enough of a combo to give it a C.
I mean, yeah, I'm fine putting this in D. It's
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing spectacular.
Yeah, like we've had characters like Skullman where it's like discard 2 cards every enhanced step every time and draw 2 cards. Or like if Bertolt is doing this, it's like you're flipping your deck over. Like
Right.
Mei is not drawing her deck. There is
Right.
no description of Mei where she is drawing her deck.
Right.
Does she just happen to be one of the only evil characters that sees this many cards? I guess no, because Ghidorah does it too. So
Yeah. All right. What's next? Mecha Godzilla Kiryu plus Blasting Off. This
Rude.
card was directly made for Mecha Godzilla Kiryu. This is his
I
support.
think this is more along the lines of the article going, "Hey, look,
by
we
the way,
printed
please-
cards
yeah.
in this set." For you, those of you who did not watch the Chris Smith interview with J Ray, here is our way of showing you that there are cards in the set for older Godzilla characters.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like I kind of get it where like the actual combo itself.
Right.
Like okay, you can play this. You can have a 7 mid-7 lets you cycle 2 cards, and that certainly isn't bad. And you're gonna draw a card when you play it because it's a 5
Right.
diff. It's not like build viability breaking to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I hate being the like it's all the things I'd like to see here, guy. And to an extent, like earlier, I was kind of pitching. It's cool that we're leading something up to the imagination, but like we point out that like you can play "Don't Do This" and give it stun,
Oh sure.
and you can
yeah,
play
right.
"I Would Like to Rage" and give an extra power. Or actually that one doesn't work. That only
Yeah, it's not
pumps
Fury.
series.
Yeah, right.
But if you can splice extra keywords onto it, then it can really blast off.
Right.
And draw lots and lots of cards. But here it's just a 2-piece, and this is the custom card to make this character. And if you didn't know, you should know.
Yeah, right.
If you like Godzilla, but
yeah, I'm down for a C. It's like obvious, and it's just okay. Like it's fine. It's not bad by any stretch.
yeah.
Well, what are we doing with Jamie?
I mean, it's probably the most obvious thing in the set you can do with Jamie.
Is it?
Yeah,
So Jamie puts a
give me
bunch of
both
stats.
numbers.
Jamie puts symmetrical stats.
Oh,
Prism Beam
sure.
wants to have a speed and damage bonus.
Yeah, it's a true statement.
Yeah.
It's not a false statement.
Correct.
Yeah, I think looking at focus prism beams prompts one to go look for characters with symmetrical stats that are like Batra but not Batra, if you don't want to be Batra.
Right.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's nothing there's not a character out there that has symmetrical stats and some committal, besides I guess Batra, that could help do this.
Man, Jamie and Batra are really, I hadn't thought about, symmetrical stats on block ready.
True.
Sure is the story. But hey, once we're here, might as well have the.
Yeah, if we're playing
Probably
Air
less
Jamie, this card
complicated.
sure is in the deck. Like 1000%. I wonder how Jamie is these days. I think outside of City Rampage, we're kind of seeing a decline in turn 2 massacres. Maybe he's got some stonks going up here.
I feel like there's a decent. I don't know if you caught any of the Let's Talk UVS gossip about it wasn't Hedera, was it?
Gigan versus Hedera stuff.
Was it Hedera? Okay, yeah. They had a grudge match, and I'm not gonna say they turned two to each other, but they were basically both playing decks that could very plausibly just turn two the shit out of Jamie.
Oh.
Yeah, Gigan can definitely just murder someone on turn 2 with the right turn 1 build.
And it's kind of like, the shape of the format is, if you have a Jamie mirror, or if Jamie just started just got magic an extra counter onto himself and was 2/2 on turn 2, and you just draw a hand of a bunch of 4 diffs, it's kind of hard to stop those sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so I guess it's not bad, so I'm going to give it a C. It's not very novel.
Yeah, it feels C to me. That's good for me.
All right, last one.
It's almost like, hey, focus prism beams, good card, check it out.
Yeah, right. Reiner Braun and Oxygen Destroyer. All right.
Yeah.
I got bullied by some Reiners in teams for sure.
Yeah.
So you do need to transform for this, but it does give you, it gives your Reiner deck some late game find your offense reach that I don't think he otherwise has very easily.
Yeah, I was thinking that if I was going to build Reiner, I'd put a couple copies of this in there, bare minimum.
Yeah,
I guess unless I was Chaos Reiner.
I like it, and yeah, I'm content with this one. It's a little bit novel. I think I was very hyperfixated on Oxygen Destroyer, and now I'm falling out of love with it. And so the fact that this is this makes sense. It's normal. It's not trying to be what it can't be.
Yeah, I think this is an A, right?
Yeah.
You're probably going to notice this if you're building a Reiner deck and looking at Ultra, but it does make you look at Reiner if you weren't looking at Reiner before.
Yeah, and it's kind of a little bit sideways the format. It's kind of like the Ruin keyword has been not doing much, I think, to how people perceive the game. But there is a quiet pressure on, your flip costs are worse because Ruin exists. And Reiner certainly, and Oxygen Destroyer, there's all the Oxygen Destroyer, Irwin decks I've been building are very much okay, if I can ruin you, my Oxygen Destroyers are going to be online very easily. And if I can't ruin you, I'll have a hard time ever pulling it out of my graveyard.
Yeah, I think there's
Reiner, target flip 4.
Yeah, tangentially, I think there's an interesting... it feels like, I don't know if this is actually true or not, but it feels like in terms of the cards that people are going to put in decks, there's less flip costs in Reign of Kaiju compared to other sets. And part of that is because we have a whole bunch of flip if your opponent has cycled cards that probably aren't going to see play unless things are really weird.
Right.
But,
there's a lot of very strong commit effects.
Yeah, it's Batra arrives, Godzilla versus Biolante.
The whole versus cycle, Biolante and the cancel one versus Mechagodzilla picks up blocks. The incredible side effect is just a commit. I guess we got Struggling with Studies back, and that's a strong flip.
True.
There's a couple flip cantrip 1 diffs.
Yeah. But that's Reiner doesn't care. He's flipping, making you flip 4 anyway. You will have things to ruin, for sure.
Yeah, there's the funny angle of if your opponent isn't flipping much, you make them flip 4, and then you potentially don't ruin them just to make sure that you can keep the Oxygen Destroyers online for later.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
I think all in all, given the relatively negative reactions I felt like I saw to this, I feel like this was pretty good.
Yeah,
There were some stinkers in there, but these were mostly pretty nice ones.
Again, like if I'm just looking at this from the eyes of a new player who isn't big on the Discord community, doesn't know much
this
about
is
Ultra, like this
yeah.
is
Think
this
of
is
this being aimed
very
at
helpful.
people who aren't Discord gremlins.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a lot more helpful than some of the previous
yeah,
have been.
Yeah. There aren't too many things that this is asking you to do that are just bad ideas.
Right. Maybe Kuwabara Sacred Guardian.
Yeah, Kuwabara Sacred Guardian. Maybe we don't do that one, but the rest of them are at least like kind of reasonable.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, like maybe new players get overwhelmed by the kind of combos I like. They get my heart pumping. Very, very plausible.
They're not ready for that many
card,
Brobergs per minute. They're still in first gear.
4-card move things around the board 30 times combos.
Right.
I mean, I like it. Don't do this plus the Mecha Godzilla attack.
Give me one more card in each of these combos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I like music that isn't just a piano solo. I like to have some drums and like a bass guitar. Too.
Sure,
like,
sure.
All right, so that gets us through the combo article. That was fun. Those were cool to go through.
Yeah. I always love going through those.
I'm very glad for the content. Like this is fun. It's dope. Maybe I should write some. Maybe I should compose my own content someday.
I do like the Action Destroyers. I think most people play Reiner on like all in on 4 checks, but this is like a reason to be a more normal shaped Reiner.
Right.
Yeah.
And just play a bunch of
compelling.
like destructions.
There's a lot of good ones out there, especially now.
Right. Yeah, I think 2 of my favorite things to come out of like this current era of UVS are the previews for not like actual spoiler previews, but like the Mark Rosewater style. Here's what you can see in this upcoming set stuff.
Yeah, the teasers.
Yeah, I like those because it's really fun to check stuff off when it does come up on the previews. And then the other thing are these combo articles. And while a lot of the time they're things that I have already seen or like I've at least read people talking about on the Discords already during preview season, it's still cool to see stuff like this because if I have new players who are like, oh, I don't know what I want to play, or I don't know how like what cards are synergistic together, I can if I don't have the time to help them or walk them through something, I can just be like, here, try this article first, see if there's anything you like, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, and one of the things I like to say as like a backseat marketing manager that doesn't need to be backseating is like, you know, one of the challenges that they probably feel like they have is that you get someone in for an IP and you just need them to like crack that glass a little bit and go grab one card from another IP.
Right.
Like start wrapping their head around, I'm not just playing the Godzilla card game anymore.
Right.
And some of these are like, hey, go get this. It's just it's a 5-cent common. Just go get it, put it in your deck, and get the enjoyment out of things coming together in the card game that are unrelated to your IP.
Right.
Kind of thing.
And then like
Kevin's scrolling or something.
Oh no. And then like the older characters thing is like, hey, this character may not be your cup of tea, but here's a cool thing it can do with this Godzilla card. Maybe you can check it out.
Or like, hey, did you know that one of our like 12 IPs is this thing that maybe you're a fan of?
Yeah.
Just didn't even know we had in our game.
Only 3 of these cards involve no cards at Ultra or Secret Rare.
Yeah, probably. Hey, there are probably some ultra rares that are 5 cents, but yeah.
Yeah. You know, very plausibly in 2 months that Oxygen Destroyer will be 5 cents and blasting off in Mechanical Legion. I guess Mechanical Legion's a rare.
Yeah, I don't know if Oxygen Destroyer's getting that low. I could see blasting off though if people just aren't playing Kiryu.
Yeah, like High Speed Dive is probably 5 cents until it maybe got bought out because of this article. I don't know.
Oh, now I'm curious.
All right, so the other thing we wanted to get into, and someone's going to have to introduce this better than my favorite combo is not listed. Oh shoot, there was something I was half joking because I didn't think this would actually be in there, but I was like, man, I'll be mad if they don't have 2,000 years of sludge in there.
Yeah, yeah.
You can
That's sludge to top deck, a 6 check and some ghoul card, and then you play TU 2000 years from now.
and then you play the cool one for free. Shune plus Jet Jaguar's punches. Yeah, I have spent non-zero amount of time thinking about that deck and not attempted to make a list.
Like I was, my mind immediately went to like not new set cards, but like it's crazy we have a combo article and don't have Queen of the Monsters. My queen, where is she?
Yeah,
They-
where's like Queen and Sensei's Ho, right?
She's in another article, I guess.
Yeah, they didn't want to show us the Queen of the Monsters Bylante mutant machine combo.
Yeah, actually, maybe that like maybe
Let's not get
the-
people turned up about Mutant Machine right now.
Right.
Well, they were like, there's a whole other article in the hopper of just Queen of the Monsters combos, but it was going to scare the hoes. So like we
Right.
can't publish that. It's too many Brobergs that'll blow their minds.
Also,
You're
yeah,
not ready for this one
Dan,
yet.
Well, like
Daniel in chat is pointing out my favorite combo in this set, which is Dry Parry plus Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. So you can just mid block
Just
forever.
become Remulus because mid attacks are also illegal.
Yeah.
Turns out you can only play Lows and Hunter's Ally. But yeah, I mean, think of the segue they could have had though if they did the Queen of the Monsters article. And you can get Queen of the Monsters by showing up at a local championship and
Whoa. Wow. Okay. Maybe this is my calling. I need to do this because
just
no one
an
else-
entire
like,
entire write up
needs-
about Queen
it
of the
needs to be
Monsters.
done. Yeah.
Every
no one
cool
else is
thing you can
doing it.
fathom. Yeah.
Well, I mean, so like we got like so Queen Violante is funny to build anything you want in your stage. It's Queen Manipulations of Zeke is like not good, but it's bait, which is hilarious. Queen Sensiso, which is like legitimately too many Brobergs to count. My brain doesn't go that high. I feel like we had another one that's like legitimately spicy that we were just talking about. And then there's obviously just like Queen just take an attack out of your card pool, stop thinking that hard. Like it's like CD Rampage Queen, like question mark
I think,
profit, right? Like
yeah, I don't know how many they're going to show up or not, but I feel like the sort of quote unquote obvious next stage Godzilla King of the Monsters is Queen 3 low attacks and then either Thorn Lance or Determined Advance.
4
Take your
high
pick.
10, kill yourself. Yeah.
4 high 10, clear this card, build one while I'm at it. You know, do this like after I've played a low attack and then Thorn Lance that into my momentum and then play Queen and then clear the Thorn Lance, blah blah blah. But I think if you play Determined Advance, that's too many non-lows to get away with playing Thorn Lance, but maybe I'm wrong. I think it's like an either or. But that seems like the obvious Zilla thing to be doing. You get to play Destructive Heat Ray that way, and you have your targeted Foundation Hate and so on.
Right.
Thorn doesn't need printed though anymore, right? You could potentially like Roman cancel into it.
Yeah. I don't actually. I should remember if it needs printed low or not because
I just pulled it up.
I know that I botched that in my Ibarra run at that one regional like twice in Top
Oh,
Cuts.
did you
I like
Pass
illegally
still?
Thornlance something, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Well, because when we were playing this game forever,
Everything said printed.
we used to reset. Well, things used to reset to stats,
Right,
right?
that too, yeah. Just never have to think about that.
Okay, yeah, my queen. I can. Yeah, and
Now, how many chest
someone
pies
send
can you
me
get in there?
the. Oh damn! Oh shit! Wait. Okay, so like, well, yeah. So manipulation of Zeke is the king. Sensiso is a pawn. What's the rook combo? Maybe Mutant Machine
Machine's
stuff
probably the rook.
That's kind of that's rook shapes. Deflect 3 is like like the castle walls. Yeah. There's any especially Violante is the knight. Yeah, that's kind of sideways. We're doing some bullshit.
Okay.
Like L shape, like face down in the card pool, face up in the stage. That's a knight move. Like, that's jumping over things.
All right, Kevin, can you introduce this top 8 versus winning debate?
Yes, I mean this is a provocative question that occurred to me, and it's kind of just, what do you value in the game? But if you had the choice of winning a tournament, one in your next 10 tries, like guaranteed, like you're going to win first place, or again, guaranteed, like it's just the outcome is you're going to get 8th place at the next 10 tournaments you go to. Which would you prefer and why?
So I imagine this came up in real time whenever this conversation happened. Is prizing part of this picture?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. If prizing is part of the picture, and then the question becomes, what do you get for winning first versus getting all these top 8s, right? And in our game, in a lot of cases, first is a card, right? It's a priceless prize. Right. So like the utility value of one first place is a lot higher than the value of 10 number 8s.
Right. Yeah. If you can maneuver it in some way, shape, or form to to only apply to worlds, then sure, maybe the 1 in 10. But
yeah,
or like we're counting, like for the sake of the argument, like if you want to say if it's you're going to go to worlds 10 times and we're going to genie lamp, the game is not going to end in the next 10 years, or if it will, you'll have cashed in your win before then.
Sure. I mean, out of curiosity, is top cutting completely off the table in the 1 of 10 scenario? It's like the one time you win and you don't top cut the other 9 times.
I think the way that this most naturally makes sense to me is like a thought experiment I had is like, you're retired, like the game is ending, and you're looking back on your career. Which are you more satisfied with?
Sure, that's fair. If a world's win isn't there, I think I have to go with consistency.
Yeah, I think if prizing value is out the window, right? Like if there's no prizing involved within this, and it's just like, what do you feel about your reputation as a player?
Right.
It's probably making top cuts 10 times, right? I think
the consistency of how strong you are is
I think
nice.
even if you think historically, right? I think the player-based public discourse as a whole would rank a player with a lot of top cuts over a player that's like spiked one event and not made any other tops.
Right.
If you're looking for like the prestige of your career kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, I think the question definitely changes when you look at it from a sense of what would you rather look back on versus what do you hope for in the future, right? Because like obviously if you're hoping for stuff in the future, you want to win something. But if I'm looking back at my career, I'm a lot happier seeing that I've topped a few times, even if I haven't won anything.
Yeah, and I think to some extent this was motivated a little bit by like I had a bunch of seasons, or I had for a while I was like Mr. Swiss Champ Curse.
Yes.
Right? And that was frustrating.
The Zhanghua era.
Yeah. And well, even in MHA too. Like,
right. Yeah.
I was
the Momo
like
stuff. Yeah. Right.
The whole Momo era was like either first or exactly 9th, or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Or it was first in Swiss and then either first place at the end of it or got eliminated in the first round unceremoniously. This me my beard. Maybe it's just the white hair that I'm seeing on my screen.
Yeah, I think probably the interesting and maybe more, I guess if Justin was here, it would get a little more heated. Part of the argument is like what this means for deck building.
Yeah, I think that's one thing before we get into that. I do want to, because I think there was like you mentioned, basically if we take prizing out of the equation, I think that there's a reasonable answer to say, well, what's the cash value of the prizes over this period?
Yes,
and
exactly.
If that's your answer, like that's a valid outcome.
Yes,
that's your preference is that I want to get paid for my hobby. But that is also somewhat telling if that's you're indifferent to the any other parts of your record. But yeah.
I mean, well, the other part is like if there's like a non-financial prize, right?
Right.
That's not like, I mean, heck, maybe someone would give up 10 top 8s to have one belt, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Or something that's going to be a keepsake or something like that you're going to be able to like put one belt each on each side of your TV.
Yeah, and I mean even from another angle, like if we think of like characters, right? For a long time, Dimitri, this is kind of boomer stuff, but like Dimitri was just a gatekeeper deck. Like it never won anything. It was like kind of famously like never winning anything, and it was just showing up, and then someone would beat it out top 8. And is that if that was your reputation, is like the gatekeeper who always is the winner, would that be satisfying, or would you, or even, if you went to shift the goalpost, like how many for you does it take to convert to move over the line? Like, where's your line of being indifferent to being the one winner in like 5 tries versus that many top eights or whatever?
Yeah. I certainly played
It's fun.
Kazuya for a
It's
year,
fun to
for
play
2
with.
straight years. But I felt like that was just like Kazuya didn't like lose for free to things in the way
Yeah.
that like a Dimitri's going to.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Fairman was such a bad matchup for him. That was so ugly. Oh my, that was
Yeah.
completely for completely sideways pointless reasons, right?
Right.
It just like happened to be true because of the way his cost works.
Dude, would anyone play like fire 7 hand sized aggro mirror cube where it's like Dave Wagner, BB Hood, Pharaoh Man, and like some other 2 or 3 people?
I mean, I would play that. That'd be fun.
That
Yeah, I'd
actually
be down to try
that
stuff like
actually
that.
sounds really sick. Yeah, maybe I do this. Like BB Hood power tokens, like can we please put BB Hood back in standard? This is a mega tangent now, but like your rivals power tokens are nothing, and your destructive heat ray is double printed so easily. That's so sick.
I designed BB Hood, and I would say that's one of the ones I still like.
Yeah.
I think that one was still cool.
Well, just think of it this way, Kevin. We still have a bunch of releases before Godzilla stuff rotates. Maybe we'll get a BB Hood.
True. Maybe
It just needs one designer to have some boomer nostalgia, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to talk to George.
Get Dave Wagner on design.
George can do this. I think George would like this. Like,
But
this is Godzilla adjacent, sort
Just
of.
walk
right?
up, hand on the shoulder, George.
We'll just tag him and tell him to watch the VOD later.
Yeah, he was in here the other week.
Yeah, he was. I think it was because we went until like almost 11, but
yeah,
perhaps.
But yeah, I mean, going back, I think I am more. I mean, I don't have any wins under my belt. I just have a bunch of tops. So it's who knows if this is just me thinking about it from that stance. But like, I like being able to say I'm consistently one of the best like X players in the game, right? Like, as opposed to me, unless I win worlds and get a character card, because that's a really cool thing to show off. But like, I like that as opposed to, oh man, this one year I was so good, I won the whole thing. I was the best player in the world.
This one tournament I ran real hot.
Yeah, like I was the best player there that one time, and like that's still an accomplishment. There's nothing wrong with that, but like for me, it feels better to go, I think I'm consistently one of the top X players in the game. I think that's great.
Yeah, I know. When I saw this debate pop up, I immediately thought of my disdain for like DR wall type decks, because of course I did. and one of my arguments against like actually running those decks is this sort of thing. It's like the gatekeeper idea, where the idea behind running these decks is that you're expecting to have a pretty wide swath of almost free matchups, so to say, where like you're gonna run in like half your Swiss rounds, you're just gonna win because they can't get up over whatever number you're painting. And then your hope is that like you win a couple of the other half and you're in top cuts, and then you take your shot. But
right,
the way these tend to play out is that sooner or later you run into somebody that just has the keys to your gate, and they just
someone who's playing enough DACA.
Yeah, and like mathematically, if you think about just like odds, right? If your deck is a very bipolar 90% matchup or 10% matchup deck, and if it's not, right, if your deck is like half the field is 90% matchups and your worst matchups are 40%, your deck should be banned. Right. So like, assuming you don't think your deck should be banned and you believe you have a lot of easy wins, then you should theoretically have some like really bad matchups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hate to just be like, oh, what about my past Warriors guy? But like, I think this is part of my story behind you deck was that I had like my Godzilla matchup was not awesome. My Ymir matchup was only good because I got to have super hoser cards right up front. Because otherwise, in theory, right, if I'm just trying to nickel and dime you -1 stuff, Ymir says +10 damage every enhanced step. Like that goes over the top of that. And so that should be a counter. But then things sort out
for Fairman Dimitri like reasons it happens to be. Yeah, right. And I think in that particular format there weren't I mean, it turned out that the deck you faced in finals couldn't count to a high number, but like there weren't that
Yeah.
many decks people were seriously playing that couldn't count to big numbers
Right.
at that
Yeah,
event
like
anyway.
I sure played Pony in rounds and what had incredibly close games. I played against the Casino Mirko deck and lost to it. As I got to remind someone today of like, yeah, Josh Haddon's pretty good player, even when he's actually it might be in this conversation of like he's playing off the wall shit. He's been playing freaking Falling Titans 0-2 all year,
Right,
and
right.
hasn't been converting that necessarily. But I think anyone who's sleeping on his career is making a mistake.
Yeah. But just to get back to my math point.
Yeah.
So if you're in this hypothetical where like you're probably gonna face one of those bad matchups in the top cuts because just like as the event goes on, you're especially in the case of a DR wall, you're just more likely to face more decks that have had to go through something like you already.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so now you're trying to get through a top 8 on like 2 90% win rates and 1 10% win rate. That's 8.1%. You're trying to get through a top 8 on 3 coin flips, it's 12.5%.
Mhm.
Right? If your deck is literally just like 50-50 into everything, you don't have like some belief that your deck is like has more 60s than 40s or anything like that. You're still like 50% more likely to win than you are playing this sort of all or nothing bipolar deck.
Yeah, and to an extent, I think this maps tidily onto sort of like should you be like for whatever your goals are, they can kind of point you at should you be a one-trick player who needs to like plays the same thing every time. If it's a bad metagame, then you do badly. If it's a good metagame, then maybe you do well. And the fact that you're always playing the same thing means you don't have to make that read. You make the read automatically, and then if it happens that everyone else moves in the right directions for you, they can make a path. Or do
Mhm.
you try to be the person that's saying, yeah, I'm going to try to maximize my equity, maximize my chances every time, play the best deck for the field, and force myself to learn it and adapt to it every time. Um, there's no right answer to this
Yeah.
question of how should you play the game, how should you approach it. Everyone has to cut their own path ultimately.
Yeah, and relative to
But
the like win versus make lots of tops, I think if you work it out, right, like the 90-10 deck is going to have more average wins if like the 10s are only 1/3 of the field.
Mhm.
But and it's going to make more top cuts, but the 50-50 is going to win more events.
yeah, I think
yes, there's some about you have to make top cuts to win the event, but like
yeah,
yeah,
and I think we can parameterize the equation to push it in whichever direction.
yeah, exactly,
To some
yeah,
extent, right?
yeah.
And so I
Someone
think
could say
that
like, well, I think I'm like 20% my bad matchups. Like, okay, well,
yeah. And even kind of the well, I guess yet another frame of ways to consider it is, do you play a deck that allows you to outplay your opponents but demands that you do outplay your opponents, or do you play a deck that gives you easy wins?
Right.
And that's just a kind of a function into the formula, right? A function into, are you the best player in the room, or are you just another guy in the field?
Yeah, it's kind of like
Right.
Possibly some other. I don't know exactly what card games have what dynamics, but I imagine there are card games that lean more into you're trying to win the matchup game, right? You're trying to have the deck that matches up well into
Yeah.
other decks, and that's more important compared to UVS than in-game decisions are.
Right.
Yeah, or that you'll have I think I really like the kind of the using chess or poker as benchmarks, right? There's games that are more, yeah, like we have to put all of our chips on the table and just hope that the things are going to shake out in the right directions, that we're putting our chips in when we're a favorite or whatever, versus kind of calculating, methodical, rewarding of consistent, precise, accurate decisions over time, and less demanding of tolerance for uncertainty. And that's just, I guess, a decently analogous thing to something I was bouncing off of there.
Yeah, I think to bounce off a chat, a single deck special sort of depends on what the single deck is, right?
Right.
If your single deck specialist is you're specializing in a deck that's extremely flexible and has a lot of room for decision making and tweaking up the builds to be like faster or slower to have more or less of that, that's a different conversation than if your single deck specialist is I only turn to aggro rar, or I only sit and try to have 80 health.
Right.
I play 20 throws, and if I don't win with 20 throws, I don't win at all.
Yeah. Right.
it's just a conversation pretty
Yeah,
much to have. I
yeah.
think that there's not necessarily. I think there are conclusively. I'm certain there is not a correct answer. And if you would try to give me a correct answer, I will poke holes in your correct answer all day. And I'll have fun.
Yeah, because you have to make assumptions to formulate anything, right? And then you
Yeah.
just poke at the assumptions, and
and
the
then
assumptions have to be simplistic in order to
Right.
like verbalize them, right? So,
right.
Yeah.
And of course, just with like a lot of things is very context based, like because some people's answers will change when we come up with prizing and which type of tournaments and et cetera, et cetera. Like it's definitely not an easy question to answer sometimes. And yeah, correct, Dan in chat. The correct answer is play the decks you like to play. If you're not having fun with the game, why play?
and what's worth strategically. Although I hate to like sideways endorse playing the DR deck if that's what you like to do,
Sure.
but like if you enjoy the deck that you're playing and you enjoy what it's doing, you are more likely to be better at it and to like play it more at locals and to play it more in practice and to naturally get more reps, and you're going to think about it more in your spare time, and
Right.
and we can tweak this or that, and you're probably just going to play better than if you're trying to run a deck that you just like hate.
Trust
So,
me.
like if I showed up to an event actually like playing Grog, I would probably play it worse than any Grog player that's ever showed up in it. Right?
Like I've said before, not on this, but like in conversations on various discords. The one time I played a deck I didn't enjoy, which was when I played Oswi, like Oswi 1. Which is funny considering I had zero issue playing Mikasa 4 and they do similar things. But I hated that deck, and I played it once to try and do well in a webcam tournament. I had some bad connection issues and a little bit of bad variance, and I ended up like bubbling out, and I was the most miserable I've ever been after a tournament. And I was just like, I'm never playing a deck I don't like again, because this was such a terrible experience.
Webcam is rough. I was
That
digging
too,
back in the
sure.
archives to try to find the exact copy pasta of the guy who was unhappy that I like moved my hand off the screen briefly when we played webcam way back in the day. It's a good copy pasta. This should be a game lost in the future, whatever.
Yeah, only villains
Don't ever do this. Yeah, 100 emoji. Or is it shrugging and then 100 emoji?
Either way,
I pasted it again for myself. But yeah, as coming through it, like kind of reading. I searched for the phrase witch hunt and was reading different times we talked about witch hunt and Shamus card players. And man, it was somewhat it was somewhat dismal memories. I'm glad I don't have to deal with that anymore.
right?
It was good. It was really great in a lot of ways. It was great not to pay all the manifold costs of travel, and of like fatigue of being in airports and everything, and just be able to just go straight from my bed to the card game and to my friends and everything. But there were so many other speed bumps involved.
Yeah. Thinking back to decks, I think something that I've done, I think like the Pony deck and the Ymir deck that I played in a couple places that like ultimately weren't really my vibe, but like the Ymir deck is kind of I'm going to build for two turns, and then I'm going to play every attack in my hand, and hopefully you
And then
die.
we go.
And
Yeah.
that's like a very on rails plan, and for whatever reason, just like the inclusion of like my 8 funny techie pieces made me happy enough with it to like be invested in it, right?
Right.
And like Pony was kind of the same way. Like these like just fly your hand around and just like hope you find everything you need over the course of the turn. Like the Where's Web guys talk, like they don't like those decks. I've never been a huge fan of those decks either, but like I was playing enough funny tech cards and my invisible infiltrations and stuff that I'm like, all right, I'm happy doing this. Just like it's just like putting a little bit of sugar in the medicine cup. Like
I think my thought to something a couple minutes ago was like my distinct thought was in terms of having fun with decks is incredibly valuable, and learning to have fun playing the decks that you hate is an incredibly powerful experience in the game. It makes you a much stronger player to just like understand how other people live, right? And at some level, play a Godzilla deck, and you will find a moment you want to be like screonk, and then you you completely crush your opponent, and it will feel satisfying. You will feel good, even though it is doing the thing that you hate when they do it to you. And at some level, like the truth of the game is just that people can get blown out sometimes, and if you don't give yourself that option to blow people out, you never get to experience that joy. And there's a lot of dope stuff in Universes.
Yeah.
And
Will goofy acidic sludge plays let me play Grog without vomiting? Because the acidic sludge
he
plays
does
are
draw
very
cards.
funny.
Yeah. And yeah. Like you clog your card pool. My favorite, like the best thing with throws, when you have throws that actually have speed on them for whatever stupid reasons, right? Like you play Vicious Badness and your opponent like fails their block, and it's like that's so fucked up.
Yeah, I know there's been conversation about the spiked tail, the 6 difficulty 5 low 8 throw. It's like, well,
Yeah.
that's a little high for an 8 damage throw, but it sure is 5 speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Rodan could block that, but like your Grog opponent, he's tapping out if he wants to half block it, man.
But yeah, no, I'm just thinking like acidic sludge. Whenever you stack, you immediately get to draw extra Grog.
Yeah.
Here's Potemkin Buster. Like Potemkin Buster in a 6 check. Draw it, play it.
Yeah.
Just keep doing this
cancel it,
until we
maybe.
get there. Yeah. But
Good stuff.
I'd still be
I mean, I
sitting
think-
there like trying to DR attacks all the time, and that'd be lame.
Yeah, like DR, I don't believe in fortresses. I think it's a line Magnus Carlsen said like 15 years ago or something. And I am so fidgety trying to ever defend in this game without like having really good defense. And DR just does not feel like really good defense, right? Especially like in the power tokens era we're in now. Like it's
Yeah.
got suck.
Yeah, I think that this one of the, and we'll see if this bears out or not, but I believe that one of the wrinkles of this format is we almost have a, I'm going to relate it to the old Giro decks, where
Yeah.
like trying to live forever
It's
against
a good analogy. Yeah.
Titan of Terror or some of the other power token characters is really hard.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
like, whatever your defense is, have an offense that's going to
Yeah,
get
and-
there by like turn 5 or something.
Yeah, that Jiro analogy I think is really good. I really like that actually, because I think that like Jiro didn't have bad defense, right? Like it wasn't that her like that you easily ran her over as
Yeah, like you got to have her leash. You had some good block mods.
Yeah, like she could pass some blocks, but I think the particular thing was that if you ever made her want to block twice, she actually had a very hard time with that. She didn't have any like pass torch stuff except on the good build, right? The air deck, like they could spend their very best cards. Like if people have told me they were excited to block with specialized sound waves, and I'm like, buddy,
Yeah.
please,
Yeah.
please block with that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
your 2-check.
I'll write you a
It's the
thank you
card that
note.
makes me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you like made them, and also if you attacked Jiro and she blocked exactly once, that basically made her an A-hander the next turn, right? She got to lose her block, shed her block, she got a review step, and then she also had to scout 2 and then leave the attack on the bottom. But if you attack her twice, and she wants to block twice, you put that fear in her, then that's actually very uncomfortable. And that's like the way to get an advantage on Jiro is to harden jab her and make her flinch, make her run black ice, or else just have her life total bleed away very rapidly, as like the aggro deck playing Box My Face games do. And then it's like, okay, she's trying to buy one turn, and I just have to not get back swung. That was kind of the path, and I can kind of see that same shape happening for Titan of Terror. Because if I think of Titan of Terror, I don't know if I'm believing that I'm going to be able to defend even like a normal, like semi-aggro mirror competently for very long.
Right.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I do think I can go over the top in a long game.
Yeah, like the Titan of Terror has like enough stuff that like he's gonna get there, right? One of the toys that he has is gonna be the right shaped for what you're trying to do, but he has to find all of his defense on it. He has none of it on face at all. If you have like an important offensive foundation, you can flip it, but he can try to draw some cards somewhere or something, and then to just like do it kind of like Jiro, right? He can do some defending. He's a little less reliant on crafting a hand, which is something.
Yeah.
But very similarly, right? The way to beat him is to like pressure him and put him down, before he figures out how to crack you.
Yeah, and kind of in the I'm trying to think of I'm trying to like ground this in the Giro analogy. I'm not sure it's really there, but like if you just block well against Titan of Terror and just like keep your stage up, keep your shields up, and don't ever let him like confidently read your block zones. Like if you somehow have that coverage, you can make life difficult for him basically.
Right.
You will make him throw you to death with grasp.
Yeah.
And that will still happen in some time, but yeah. Or, you know, if and you have to somehow do all this without getting exposed to the Shinhasho kill.
Right.
It's easier said than done for sure.
Yeah.
Like if you're Mothra and you manage to like keep your character ready, then you're in good shape. So there are characters. So Rodan obviously doesn't care if he gets committed by something.
Yeah.
But he can block Shinhasho all day.
Yeah, Godzilla. I mean, obviously he has the fire symbol to the Shinhasho, so you could like tutor Megalomania, but I don't know if anyone's doing that. That's kind of
if like the character's the only thing standing in between you
zone.
and your 5 hyper potato landing.
Yeah, I mean, then you have to be on the fire main symbol, so that means you lose a handful of things.
You certainly still have a lot of goodies, but you lose like a lot of the real. There are very inviting things on Earth and Water, put it that way, I guess.
Yeah, you lose the Hunter's Ally stuff for Frog.
Yeah. I guess there's like Water Ice Sword can conceivably be a thing.
True. Yeah, my local did build a Water Titan of Terror deck, and that is one of the things it does is just jam some ice swords early so it can Shin Hashigeki you at the end.
Okay, guys, is this a terrible reason to want to launch a format? Is that I just imagined my stupid 2 symbol 2 character format and you need Titan of Terror and Summon Bloodsucking Universe? That sounds dope as hell. That sounds so cool. That's like that's like the best thing I've ever imagined in my life.
Yeah, right now we have to play. There's some you have to play some dumb Tension 5 that's like not as exciting as Bloodsucking Universe.
Yeah, you can play like Dust Attack or some shit. Like who cares?
Yeah.
I guess simple Eldra is probably pretty sick for him actually, because that's you have to get 2 momentum, which isn't easy. You have to have 8 first momentum.
Yeah, high techs are
illegal. 8 damage. 8 damage certainly sounds good for him.
Anyway, we're certainly meandering into random Titan of Terror musings. So
at least we're staying in the present tense at least. So we're not like going into. I'm not telling you about my Sylvan deck.
Yeah, we're not talking about Morgan 1 Chicago getting looped by that stupid Kim deck. I actually don't remember if that was 100% Kim, but I'm assuming it was.
That was Kim, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I lost in the finals with that one.
You were on Garrett Brett?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. I knew there was a Garrett Brett in the mix. I forgot who was running it. Yeah.
I remember actually the quarter or semis of that, I played against Danielle, and I didn't do the math, but I sent him to votes for like, I thought I did the math, and I thought I was like way over, and she's playing mine, and she says 0 mid block, check a 6, count. Oh, I needed a 7. So good game. Like what the hell? I thought
this was not even remotely close.
Yeah.
All right. So, Kevin, where can people find your content when you make some?
My tag is Build UVS on YouTube, Substack, and .com. I put some elbow grease into the website the other day, but I think it's largely still like quasi-functional at best. But I mean, the light counter works, and now you can like plug in your character name, and it's kind of a bad UX for that. But I'm a big fan of my life counter, and you should be too. And then I'll write stuff and make videos in the past tense.
Yeah, I have a YouTube/Chatonis CETONIS. I did post a video recently, just kind of not a super impressive video, but it's something. We talked about the 0 diffs after rotation and what each symbol has and what that scene looks like, and I talked crap about a couple 0 diffs I don't like for like 20 minutes, and then talked crap about playing zeros at all for a bit.
I did watch that. It was informative. It was a good video.
Yeah, something. But yeah, so check that out, and there will be similarly intermittent videos on some kind of a basis.
Yep. And as always, you can find the VOD for the most recent episode on 4ChecksCast at YouTube or on YouTube. Every Monday at noon is when I have these scheduled to upload. So if you if you've come in late or you've missed an episode and want to catch up, there's a handy dandy playlist. And basically, that's the only videos we have on there anyway. So you can just head over there and take a look.
I think we can raid Tam. I don't quite remember how we do this.
Isn't it just like /raid?
/raid Tam Cardwell.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone who's still here.
Tam's just sort of slamming games today is what it looked like in his description earlier. We'll see
Yeah,
whatever he's got cooking up.
Yeah, it should just be /raid.
That work? Yes. I've used
Yeah.
raid.
Perfect.
That's just the countdown. There's a raid now button, but you can't press it.
How silly.
Anyway, good night, everyone.
Yep. Have a good one, everyone.
Thanks for joining us.